Welcome to Food Label Friday, the only show giving you full disclosure about the labels on your food and the ingredients they hide. Now, who doesn't love pizza? Ever since pizza was brought to the United States with Italian immigration in the late 19th century, it has been a huge success. The country's first pizzeria, Lombardi's, opened in 1905 in New York. Following World War II, veterans returning from the Italian campaign who was introduced to Italy's native cuisine proved a ready market for pizza in particular. This is probably when pizza was made from actual food. I'm sure Lombardi's never had a lab in their restaurant where they created ingredients that mimicked food. Anyway, let's take a look at these ingredients. Many of these appear to be safe, but let's review some of the questionable ones. Annatto. Annatto is an orange-red food coloring or condiment made from the seeds of the achiote tree, which grows in tropical regions in South and Central America. In general, annatto appears to be safe for most people, but there is not enough information to ensure its safety in certain populations. I would recommend that you do additional research on your own on this one. Enriched wheat flour. Enriched flour is flour in which most of the natural vitamins and minerals have been extracted. When the bran and the germ are removed, your body absorbs wheat differently. Instead of being a slow process that gives you steady bursts of energy, your body breaks down enriched flour more quickly, which typically raises blood sugar more quickly as well. This excess blood sugar has to be metabolized by the liver, and if there's an excess of sugar, your body will store some of it as fat. Malted barley flour. Malted barley flour contains a small amount of gluten and a good bit of fiber. It contains some tannins. Some people who are very prone and sensitive to migraines may find that the tannins aggravate their headaches. B-complex vitamins. Niacin, thiamine mononitrate, reduced iron, riboflavin, and folic acid are B-complex vitamins. I couldn't determine whether most of these are bad or good in this particular instance. Regarding folic acid, it is the synthetic version of folate. If your body can't process it into folate, it causes a deficiency which can lead to neurological problems, among others. You'll have to research this on your own and discuss it with your doctor. Palm oil. Palm oil is the leading cause of orangutan extinction. It's in 50% of all household and food products sold in the West. It's an ingredient in shampoo, toothpaste, detergent, frozen and microwave dinners, cookies, peanut butter, lotion, makeup, and much more. Palm oil may increase certain heart disease risk factors in some people. Repeatedly reheating the oil may decrease its antioxidant capacity and contribute to the development of heart disease. Vegetable oils. Vegetable oils are made from tough seeds and legumes that were originally grown for industrial use, not human consumption. These seeds must be treated chemically in order to be processed into a pourable, somewhat more human-friendly liquid, and often deodorized to mask the terrible smell from the chemical processing. This includes canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, rice bran, and soy oil. Food starch modified. Modified food starch is bad for you. The ingredient is treated with potentially harmful chemicals and has a high risk of contamination. Modified food starch contains maltodextrin, a flavorless powder that is employed as a binding agent in many products. Monosodium glutamate is another chemical commonly added to modified food starch to further boost flavors. Maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is generally used as a thickener or filler to increase the volume of processed food. It's also a preservative that increases the shelf life of packaged foods. It can cause spikes in your blood sugar level, especially if it's consumed in large amounts. It is usually manufactured from genetically modified corn. Hydrolyzed corn and yeast protein. Hydrolyzed soy or corn protein are proteins acquired from the hydrolysis of individual plants like soy and corn. It is a flavor enhancer, often used in soups, spices, sauces, and snacks due to its high sodium levels. It also contains high levels of MSG. This is also known as hydrolyzed soy, hydrolyzed wheat gluten, hydrolyzed corn gluten, corn protein hydrolysates. Yeast protein is a good source of some of the nutritionally essential amino acids, and its addition to the experimental diet may, in certain cases, introduce errors by supplying amino acids in which the protein studied may be deficient. L-Cysteine Hydrochloride. L-cysteine, sometimes shown as E920 on food labels, is a food additive often derived from duck feathers or human hair. It is used as a dough conditioner and strengthener, meaning the dough can be stretched out to make a pizza crust, for example. L-cysteine can also help extend the shelf life of commercial breads, and it's most often synthesized from human hair, as well as duck feathers, cow horns, and pig bristles. Most L-cysteine is sourced from China, where feathers are collected from farms and human hairs from the floors of barbershops. The feathers and hairs are processed in Chinese factories where L-cysteine is extracted in a chemical process. Ammonium sulfate. The chemical compound ammonium sulfate is used most commonly as an artificial fertilizer for alkaline soils. It is also used in the production of printed circuit boards. It's also in flame retardant materials because it lowers the combustion temperature and increases the production of residue or chars. Eating or drinking ammonium sulfate will irritate the gastrointestinal tract like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, although it isn't toxic unless consumed in large quantities. This may mean eating it straight and not in your food, but do you really want a chemical like this inside something that you eat regardless? It may also be a neurotoxin, meaning it can cause confusion and behavioral changes. What if a family doesn't have a large food budget and buys a lot of these? They are relatively cheap, so it's possible. Natural flavors. Natural flavors are synthesized in laboratories. The significant function in food is flavoring rather than nutritional. For example, natural blueberry flavor is extracted from a real blueberry that was picked from a real blueberry bush. Note that the flavors can also come from other fruits, vegetables, seeds, or any other natural sources. Soy lecithin. Lecithin is a food additive that comes from several sources, one of them being soy. It's generally used as an emulsifier or lubricant when added to food, but also has uses as an antioxidant and flavor protector. Soy lecithin is found in dietary supplements, ice cream, and dairy products, infant formulas, bread, margarine, and other convenience foods. Some people are concerned about the use of soy lecithin because it's made from genetically modified soy. If this is a concern for you, look for organic products as they must be made with organic soy lecithin. Also, while the lecithin in soy is natural, a chemical solvent that's used to extract the lecithin is a concern for some. Ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is actually synthetic vitamin C, usually derived from GMO corn. Now, when looking at the nutrition facts, always look at the serving size. In this example, it's 1/4 of the pizza, and it has 4 servings per container. The extremely high sodium content is 720 milligrams per serving. Now keep in mind, per serving means for each one of those quarter slices, that's 720 milligrams. If you eat the entire pizza, you're ingesting 2,880 milligrams of sodium. I know some people who can easily eat 4 slices of pizza, so this is nothing. I know people who can eat 8. Now imagine that plus all of the sodium from anything else that you eat with this. Keep in mind, the American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day and moving toward an ideal limit of no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day for most adults. Instead of being distracted by planned nonsense on the news, why not focus on how they are targeting the food supply? Next week, we will open up the secrets of another food item. Until then, always read your labels. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Find The Awakening Frequency on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. Research is key. Always do your own research and never just listen to what people tell you. We are the awakening frequency. Out of the millions of potential subscribers, we just want to reach one so each one can teach one. Peace.